Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Bike Time. My name is Terry Toot, and today's show will be called The New Studs Are Here. Right, thinking, what are you talking about? New studs. We got cowboys and westerns here, big bulky guys. No, we're going to talk about the emerging tech centers in the United States. We know we're going to talk about, we always talk about the San Francisco, the New York, DC, Seattle. We always talk about them. We're going to talk about the smaller guys that are really emerging in this information technology field and incentives to draw talent. So we're going to talk about that, and also what makes a city a standout powerhouse for tech services. So we'll talk about that. What else is going on? We'll get into all the good stuff. So let's come on back and have a great show. And the defunct. All right, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Once again, my name is Terry Toot, and my show is called Bite Time. And today's show will be called The New Studs Are Here. And like I said, we're going to talk about some of the new emerging tech centers in the USA. Before we get started, I just want to say it's great to be on the air with my friends all around the world. And I appreciate I don't have the big podcast like everybody else has. Some people have that are drawing countless numbers to the show. I just have a fulfillment to say that I enjoy talking to people around the world in North America and wherever you are, and I really just enjoy that. I'm not a big guy, just a person that enjoys talking IT and the way that I can help you in some kind of way. I'm not a guru here. I'm just a person that's just trying to give you insight on some information technology news and or any ideas that I can bring forth. And that's just the, the aspect of my podcast. I'm not trying to tell you what to do or how to do it. I'm just trying to give you guidance and just uh, foresight on how this great medium that we have, technology, works for us. Okay, so on that note, we are starting to get cooler temperatures because, ladies and gentlemen, it has been so hot here in Maryland. Oh my God, I felt like it was just unbelievably hot. I mean, temperatures are almost 100. And then you get home, you're soaking wet, okay? From, you got the air conditioning on, you get out and just burning up. And we were graced with nice rain Thursday night. Friday, it was 67 degrees yesterday, ladies and gentlemen. And that was crazy. It caught me off guard because I had to wear a sweatshirt to work. But that's fine. That was cool. That fresh, cool air felt really good. That made me think that guess what's coming around the corner? You got it. Fall. And I enjoy the fall time, especially in September and October. And then we get into November. That's a wrap. But it also means that football season is starting to see all the NFL teams are in camp. Matter of fact, there was a preseason football game on what was that, Thursday night. It was the Los Angeles Chargers. I get stuck in these out. Just so used to still call them San Diego, and the Detroit Lions. I think San Diego. See, almost did it again. Los Angeles won the game on on Thursday night. It was a Hall of Fame game, so most of those games are blown out. They're playing third and fourth stringers. Guys will probably get cut by next week, but that gives you a sign that the season is in. I do want to say one thing real quick that um, the Commanders' best player, Scary Terry, um, he wants to be traded. Wide receiver Terry McLaurin, and pay the guy. Just give him his money. He's been balling out when you had crappy quarterbacks. He's been balling. Michael Parsons, same thing. Stud linebacker, defensive end. You don't want to pay him, somebody else will. That's all I can say. And I'm not a big proponent of always giving in to the athletes, but in this case, you know what? Give them money. They've been playing for bad teams, and it's time you gotta give them the money. The score of that game the other day was the Chargers 34, Detroit Lions 7. Okay, so on that note, ladies and gentlemen, let's get it started. So, like I was saying, that we're inundated with a lot of technology, ladies and gentlemen, between AI. Okay, we got these chatbots. Okay, I have an Copilot here on my computer. We all do. It comes in with your OS, okay, with your Microsoft. I mean, with Windows, you're gonna have the co-creator, and also you can access ChatGPT. Um, Even when you do search in Google, that's using a AI type of thing, and I get a lot of my information for doing my shows like that. So I go to Google, Google goes into a chat, and it comes up with the information that I need. Okay, and also doing soul searching. So, yeah, so you think about these tech emerging tech centers. What makes a suburban or city a powerhouse for tech services? Okay, you know, you kind of like coddle them, right? So basically, you know, nurture startups, attract money. You got to get money in there, investments. Um, you got to talk to big companies. These hedge fund companies. Hey, I'll give you so many millions of dollars. We're gonna front you this amount of money, but you gotta give us this money back. But we want you to start this company. Okay, here's the money. Bam. This is how we're gonna do this. So you gotta think about that. Um, a strong ecosystem. You gotta think about that. A strong ecosystem. Um, Resources, collaboration opportunities, and also you gotta have the talent. You gotta have a talent, the talent to have a programmer, engineer, cybersecurity, working help desk, technicians, all that type of stuff. You gotta have that talent pool. Okay. Now, with this talent pool, you gotta pay them. Okay. You gotta have somebody, you gotta pay them. You just can't give them a low budget number. Okay. Just can't do that. And So this is where it comes in between the investments, attracting these people to come into your cities or your towns, and you gotta have the money. Talent pool again. How many skilled workers you have for working? All right, system admins, some engineers, okay, some SMEs. Okay, you gotta have that. So you gotta think about the talent pool, and then you gotta think about networking. Say for instance, you go to I hate to say this bar or a meet and greet type of thing, and you're talking to some person. Hey, um, I'm an HR representative at blah 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 company. Um, you have your resume or whatever. Yeah, I got my resume. Blah, blah. Are you looking to leave? Well, not right now, but if the right opportunity comes, I would take the opportunity. You're talking to a person in HR that has opportunities and they got your resume, and they're like, okay, we'll keep you informed. Next thing you know, you got a phone call 2 days later. Hey, I got a position open up, and it's here's the salary. next thing you know, it's $20,000 more money. Okay, you would have to jump on that. So that's what I'm talking about, networking. Um, networking with HR representatives from different companies. So that plays in your hand. So and then let's start with the first city. I know this first city is not up and coming, but they're not as big as the New Yorks and everybody else. I'm going to talk about Atlanta, Georgia. Now, they have been gathering so much steam in the last few years. Uh, Hollywood's producing a lot of movies out there. A lot of your high end Mercedes Benz left from Montvale, New Jersey, moved down there. Coca Cola's headquarters is down there. Okay, they have low tax rates. That's another thing. All right. So, but yet you're able to pay workers to come there and work. And Atlanta, you got software developers, cybersecurity experts, data scientists, product managers, and AI specialists. Okay, this is what's going to bring even more talent. You have excellent schools down there. You're close to the University of Georgia. Emory University is a very, very, very good school. Georgia Tech is even better. Okay, then you got your HBCUs. You have Spelman, Morehouse, whatever the other ones you have. Okay, you have then you have schools, Georgia State, what are the other ones? There's a few other ones down there, but they're in that hour range, whatever. Talent. You have talent right there. And some of these companies are down there are offering salaries, um, averaging around hundred thousand, almost $900,000. So that is something to think about. But Atlanta has horrendous traffic. So let's keep that in mind. You thought New York was bad? Go down to Atlanta. Keep it. Okay. But the next city I'm gonna talk about, this is in the mountains, Salt Lake City. Now I've only been there once and I've flown in there. The Red Rocks are beautiful there. Okay. But Salt Lake City has been around for a minute since 76 when Word Perfect. How many remember Word Perfect? Okay. And that was done at Brigham Young University. Um, it has a lot of tech companies in Salt Lake City, ladies and gentlemen. Unbelievable. So you got Adobe, eBay, one of them, okay, and they have startup companies. All right, 70% of the venture capital funding is in Salt Lake City, and it's almost $130 million. That's a lot of money. Okay, Salt Lake City is considered Silicon Slopes because they got the slopes and all. They go skiing and all that. Um, and it's one of the top up and coming emerging centers in America. You got summer salaries that start around 60,000 a year. Um, you got entry level IT jobs to start, you know, from $16 to $22, roughly about 40, 50,000. Let's start, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, cost of them is a little much cheaper than it is here, New York, Chicago, places like that, San Francisco. Then you have software engineer positions, IT managers. This house is getting 150 easily. All right. And the companies you have in there for Vent, their alarm company. Amazon's got a big center in there. Okay. Has a big fulfillment center in there, and it's a big employer for the people of Salt Lake City. Adobe, which does multiple offices in there, um, in that location. It's really a thriving tech area. Apple, Microsoft, Google. You can't go wrong. All right. Something to consider if you're in that mountain area, Salt Lake City. Another city that's in not too far from there, Denver, Colorado. Denver, Colorado. Really, they have really taken off in the last 25, 30 years. Okay. They're no longer this emerging tech center anymore. Okay. They're probably getting established. Okay, they have all kind of schools there. You got University of Denver, Colorado State, University of Colorado. Um, those are schools I know of, and there might be even more. If some of you out there know about them, Give me a shout out and let me know because it's unbelievable how a lot of companies from I'm gonna tell you why this is happening on Denver, Colorado, because the Los Angeles area is outrageously expensive. It really is. And plus, you have a lot of people that live in Colorado that came from that Los Angeles, um, San Diego. No, not San Diego, but mostly Los Angeles. But Denver's becoming a huge. Like I said, they're not a secret anymore, people. No, sir. No, sir. They are no longer a secret. And they have really come along and all kind of companies coming in. Okay. Denver, here it is, as it's 2025, has 1,190 startups in 2025. They rank 31st globally, 13th nationally. Let me repeat that again. 31st globally, 13th nationally. Ladies and gentlemen, that is tremendous. That is tremendous. That means the people that are working in the state government, local governments, they are really pushing the initiative of bringing a lot of high tech. You know what? Let's give them a little. You know what? They're having a growth, ladies and gentlemen, in software and data, health tech, social and leisure tech. All right. You know, it snows there. Okay. So, of course, it's going to be leisure. And I hear the air is really thin, but people that I know that live there, they love it there. Okay. Too much snow for me. But, if you're a snowboarder, you like skiing and all that stuff, Denver Crawl. And I hear the outdoors is beautiful. I've only flown in there once, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, Denver's really taken off. Okay. They're doing the same technology we do here in Maryland, New York, San Francisco. Okay. But guess what? You're not spending an outrageous amount of money. Okay. AI, automation, fintech, and quantum computing, stuff that IBM has. They're doing it. They probably have a facility out there too. I wouldn't be surprised. Why not? Okay. Also, the Denver area is getting a lot of federal money, funding in for tech centers out there. All right, and that's significant for the people in the area. Okay, so the workforce has expanded to 12.6% in the last 5 years to reach, listen to this, ladies and gentlemen, 129,000 professionals. All right. It has a big, big, and a very bright and hot job market there. There have been a 3.5% in tech jobs in 2024. What is that telling you? Somebody's doing something right. And you're getting, once we talk about that talent pool, it's coming to the Denver, Colorado area. The average tech salary in Denver, $122,000, ladies and gentlemen. That's unbelievable. I'm gonna give you a list of some of the companies in there. Company called Red Canary, Threat Detection, uh, Verblio. I never heard of them. Content creation like this. Workiva develops cloud-based solutions for regulatory, financial, and environmental reporting. Fair Harbor provides booking and reservation software for tour and activity operators. ProCare offers software for childcare businesses. Zero with an X provides cloud-based accounting software. Amazon, Microsoft, Google, you know who they are. Okay. And Ball Aerospace has been there. They were like one of the first ones to get in there. They're not going anywhere. Aerospace, defense solutions, that's the thing. They're huge. Matter of fact, one of the arenas where they play basketball and hockey, Ball Arena, Denver Nuggets and Colorado Rockies play. I mean Colorado Rockies, but the I forgot the hockey team. Colorado Avalanche. Thank you. So they play in that arena, but it's Ball that sponsors it. So it goes to show you if hey, you're one of those young up and coming IT guys, young people, and you want to go and you're like the person that likes outdoorsy type of stuff, Denver, Colorado, and you're gonna get paid. Cost of living probably gonna be a bit higher, but you know what? Why not? All right. Now, I was doing some searching again, ladies and gentlemen, and I just pulled up something, and I didn't know that. Oh, I kind of knew, but I didn't know that they were also are becoming a up and coming uh, tech center. Is Nashville, Tennessee. Reason why I can tell you one of the number one reasons cost of them is cheaper, taxes are much lower. I don't even think they have income tax here, but you know, cost of living is cheaper. Okay. There were a lot of professionals, a lot of accounting companies from New York that moved down there. Price Waterhouse Coopers down there, Shark Ninja, Motorola Solutions, and it's unbelievable. They're saying Nashville is expected to grow 4.3%. Okay, and currently makes up just over 5% of overall workforce, with an economic impact, ladies and gentlemen, in 2024 at 12.3, not millions, billions, billions. Okay, unbelievable. Nashville, Tennessee, ladies and gentlemen. Who would have thought? All right. Who thought it was all honky tonk, but it's business now. Like they're in Charleston, South Carolina. Okay. Who would have thunk it? Charleston, South Carolina. Everyone go down there, eat the southern food and all that stuff. No, they are becoming an emerging center also. Okay. Uh their main thing is professional scientific technical services and manufacturing. Um the, the employment, net employment down there, tech employment is expected to grow 3.9% for the year. And once again, it currently makes up 4.5 of the overall workforce. That's a lot. Another small city. Here you go, Charleston, South Carolina. Okay. They expected an impact of $4 billion. The top tech companies in Charleston are Red Hat, Workiva, Good United, and ex Volksy. I don't know who they are, but hey, they're moving down there, ladies and gentlemen. Unbelievable. Another company to think about. Excuse me, another city. Now, this city has always been known for all the banks. All the banks in Charlotte, North Carolina are down there. You name them. Chase, um, Bank of America's headquarters is down there. Okay. Um, that's where it started down there in Charlotte, North Carolina. You go down that city, you name a bank, it's in there. Okay. Now you're flourishing with technology, it's coming down there. Okay. Bank of America's been established down there. Wells Fargo's been down there. Now you got Honeywell. That's an IT firm. Okay. Microsoft, Apple, Google, Cisco, and Salesforce. Where are they? Well, Microsoft, you know who the hell they are. Apple, you know who they are. Google, you know who they are. You got a phone? Hey, there they are. Cisco, how are we able to connect? Servers, okay? Cisco. Salesforce, cloud computing. Bam. Accenture. Accenture is now starting to get into the technical. Okay. They've always been a big auditing firm, that type of thing, but consulting. But now they want a piece of the pie, and they've been doing this for the last 10 years too. So Accenture has gotten to the IT market. Um, Charlotte is expanding too. All right, so Charlotte and you get pulling people from South Carolina are coming over, and it's really getting a talented workforce. Okay, because North Carolina's got a lot of schools down there. Okay, Duke, University of North Carolina, North Carolina State, North Carolina Central. What do you got? Your Fisk, Johnson C. Smith, Elon. Um, there's a host of schools that they can get talent from. And once again, another city that you wouldn't think of as IT, but always had the banks, the financial. But now Microsoft, Apple, Cisco, Google, Salesforce. Those are like the top five IT companies in the world. And they are running to North Carolina. And that's another thing, too, the tax rate, too. And like I said, good talent pool down there, too. Now, here's a city that really caught me off guard as a tech hub, and that is Columbus, Ohio. Only time you hear about Columbus, Ohio is Ohio State University football team or sports. Okay. or the Columbus Jackets, the hockey team. I don't know that much about them, but I didn't think anything about Columbus. Well, guess what? They're a data center boom in place. Amazon Web Service, $10 billion in Ohio for data centers. Okay, they had 22% increase in tech jobs, ladies and gentlemen. Now Columbus, Ohio, you get companies like Amazon, Intel Guard, JP Morgan Chase, Accenture, Cover My Meds, and you got a host of other companies coming into Columbus, Ohio. Okay. And it's remarkable because, once again, I think taxes has a lot to do with it. And I know it's cold in Ohio. It really is. But just to go there and just to be a part of that, and the cost of living is much cheaper. Let's keep it real. Cost of living is much cheaper. Yeah, so the cost of living is much cheaper there. And I can see a business going there. It doesn't have the rah-rah things like New York to Chicago and all those places like that. But you have your sports is, Ohio State University. The football team's always very good every year. They just won a national championship last year. But you have the environment there where you can entertain yourself, but the cost of living is much cheaper. Okay? So that's something to think about if you really do want to do that. Education, it's got some of the best schools in the country again. Ohio State, Ohio University, Case and Western, excellent schools in Ohio, in the state of Ohio. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. Another city I want to talk about that's emerging, and I could see why it's emerging, and that would be, pull it up real quick, San Antonio. And you're probably saying, so why San Antonio? Number one, there's a lot of bases, Army bases, Air Force bases that are down there. And then you have a talent pool also, okay? Cost of living's cheaper, all right? Or the food's really good down there. You have tech jobs down there, finance, insurance, all that stuff. Don't forget now, you got a lot of soldiers that live down there, okay? Tech employment in San Antonio has grown from 2.8% out of 4.7. So you do a combination of jobs. You got 4.7% of your population, 2.8 is taken up by tech jobs, okay? And then impact is going to be $7.3 billion. Companies they have down there, IBM, Dell, Rackspace, PricewaterhouseCoopers, and CDW. Unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, these are very, very good emerging cities, and they have talent and the people in the area to come there. So that's fantastic. You know what? On that note, let's give them a round of applause. All right, and on that note, we're going to end today's show with a beautiful song called Lighter Than Air, ladies and gentlemen. I hope everyone enjoyed this show today. I'll be here next week. Come on back. Let's have a great show. And good luck and be well. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, ladies and gentlemen. Take care.